Who dat, everybody? St. John Butler here. I'm on the road today, but I wanted to get in a quick video about my thoughts on 4 reasons why the Saints schedule has some concerns. Now, before you get on me, I still have the Saints making the playoffs. Now, the first thing I wanted to bring up is strength of schedule. As you can see here, the Saints are listed as number 8 as far as toughest schedules in the NFL. Not exactly what you would expect coming off a 9-8 season that you didn't even make the playoffs, but again, it's just the way the schedule worked out this year. You got first-year head coach Dennis Allen. He's got a tall order in front of him. But again, like I mentioned earlier, I do expect that the Saints are going to have success in 2022. The second thing worth mentioning is the positioning of the bye week. Now, as you can see here, the Saints have a pretty late bye week, maybe the latest I've ever seen. And normally I wouldn't care about that. Actually, I'd prefer that because it's a nice rest as you kind of gear up toward the playoffs. The one concern I have with the bye week being so late this year specifically is you've got guys like Michael Thomas, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mayo, all coming off major surgeries. And it would be nice to kind of have that rest a little earlier in the season so that this way if there are some issues that are kind of nagging, they can be addressed and get a little rest earlier in the season. But again, I don't know how much that's going to play into the way this season unfolds. So that would still be a concern of mine heading into 2022. The third thing I would mention about the schedule is right here. Right toward the end of the year, you've got 2 games in a row, away games, cold weather cities in Cleveland and Philadelphia. I don't like the idea of playing in those 2 cities that late in the season, especially considering, Philly's going to be a playoff contender, it looks like, regardless. But Cleveland, if I had a choice, I would much rather play them earlier in the season. This way, Deshaun Watson's kind of just learning things and getting used to his teammates and his offense and everything, and be able to take advantage of them earlier in the schedule. The fact that it's so late in the season only means that he's probably going to be pretty fine-tuned by then, and you're going to get a better version of that team. But again, I just don't like the idea of the 2 cold weather cities in a row that late in the 2022 season. And the fourth and final thing I wanted to mention is the travel. If you kind of take a look at the schedule, you can see how taxing this may be on some of the players. I mean, you've got a couple of games out on the West Coast. You've got a home game, and I'm using air quotes when I say that, home game in the UK. It's gonna be tough getting through not only a tough schedule, but a tough travel schedule throughout the 2022 season. All that being said, I do see the Saints making the playoffs. If I had to give you a number right now, I would guess 11-6 is going to be their record. The combination of a little bit more durability, God willing, in the starting lineup this year, as well as all the new additions that the Saints made this offseason, I could definitely see them improving on their record from last year under first-year coach Dennis Allen and coming up with an 11-5 record, being in the playoffs. And then once you're in the playoffs with a defense like that, it's all house money. You ride that defense, and hopefully the offense is gelled by then, and we can put together a nice little run in the playoffs. But again, 11-5 is my prediction. Shoot me your prediction down in the comments below. I'd love to hear I'd love to hear that you're more optimistic than I am, and I'd love to hear some 13-4s and things like that. But let me know what you think. Talk to you soon. Who dat, everybody?